All right, welcome everyone. Summer is in full effect right now, and that only means one thing: county fair time. Even better, Butler County Fair time. And coming up July 14th, Tim T presents a concert you just don't want to miss. We'll have not only Silas Creek opening up the show, Wade Bowen to follow, and my next guest, all the way from Prairieville, USA. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, Mr. Logan Mize. Welcome, my friend. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I know a lot of the fan base can get the Prairieville, USA, but right in the heart of the Midwest, man. And apparently, I caught you working, so no rest for the will. And how's everything going?
Great, man. We're out here in Grand Junction, loading in. I'm actually it's raining outside, so I'm in the bus trailer here, and um, it's funny we couldn't actually get a bus this week, so we're pulling the bus trailer with my truck. So we're touring in a truck this week. We're doing it old school.
Hey, you know what? Don't even get embarrassed about rain. Rain's not a dirty word anymore. We'll take anything we can get nowadays.
Absolutely, man. I feel you on that.
Jeez. Well, like I said, no rest for the willing. How's everything going? How's the family?
Family's great. Kids good, playing ball, and I'm coaching baseball. I got to miss 2 games this week, but other than that, I've been able to make it to most of them. So my son's doing good, and he's playing first base. That's the stuff that I live for. Is watching the kids do sports and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, the road's good, man. We've had a good tour this spring, and shows this summer have been good as well. So.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, you've been pretty busy, I guess, not only with the dad side of things, but I noticed your hat up there. I see that you got to rub elbows with an Avenger and Weird Al, and I know I can't use that both in the same sentence, but I did, and there's a story behind it. Big Slick, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's a charity event they do every year for Children's Mercy. It's in Kansas City, and the guys that started it are Rob Riggle, Paul Rudd, Jason Sudeikis, uh, David Keckner, Eric Stone Street, and then they added Heidi Gardner as a host this year. So yeah, a lot of big name actors like SNL people, screenwriters, and then musicians as well kind of come in, and it's basically a big free for all. Travis Kelsey and Mahomes were there this year, and so it was fun, man. We were the kind of the house band for the event, so we got to play for Darius Rucker, and Philip Bowen was there playing fiddle. We had Daughtry there playing, and gosh, who else? David Cook played from American Idol. So yeah, it was a really good lineup, man. It was fun. A lot of good comedians.
Holy crap, that's
Yeah,
that's a quite a lineup over there.
yeah, Weird Al played. That was cool.
How was that? Did that feel weird, or was that kind of fun to watch?
Oh, it was fun to watch. The whole
Yeah,
thing is just a blast. There's 2 bars on stage, so you're at T-Mobile Center, right?
yeah.
So, and it's so you're in an arena. There's 2 bars on stage, and it's just a variety show. A lot of the time, some of it's scripted, some of it's not. The hosts will kind of MC and do like a comedy routine or something. And there are quite a few comedians there, so there'll be a lot of comedy routines. Then they'll go into music, and we'll play a song, and then it just bounces around. But it's really cool.
Wow, that is kind of neat. I've been just a big fan of yours. You going all over, and I've caught you at shows throughout Nebraska here, but never really get a chance to talk to you. And I just admired how, overall, no one really realizes how well you've built your brand the right way. You know what I mean? You've done it from the ground up, and big names, of course. I consider Weird Al right up there on top too, but Lady A and Darius Rucker, like you said, just to name a few. I mean, how does that make you feel knowing that you're up there with the in the big leagues like that? I mean, just doing all that, doing what you love.
Man, it's cool. I when I set out to do it, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. And I've been at it now for. My first record came out in '09, but even before that, I was writing in Nashville and trying to put bands together. So, really 16, 17 years of just grinding and making mistakes and, writing bad songs and figuring out how to sing in the studio, figuring out how to put on a show, figuring out how to put a band together, figuring out how to tour, how to make money at touring. I mean, it's just been a long crash course in how not to have a career in music. And I've kind of stumbled into some success along the way. So, um, but it's been a lot of fun and I've learned a lot. And man, I'm super fortunate because, before this, I was driving a truck and I was weed whacking ditches
And you
and
were a bouncer too back in the day.
short lived.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
found
say.
out I didn't really have uh, that was not the most interesting job to me. I had no
I was
interest
kind of,
in
I was
breaking.
like, how do you approach that? I'm like,
Yeah, I had no interest in breaking up bar fights. It's like, if you want to be an idiot, go be an idiot. I don't want to get in the middle of it. So I
it's a
wasn't very
free
good at
country.
that.
Why not? Just go do it.
Right, absolutely. So I would never have been one of those roadhouse bouncers that was just itching to break up a fight or get into something. That wasn't me. So
So a truck driver, how many did you do, like long hauls, or did you kind of stay around short in the area?
I was more so when I was in college. The one good thing I did in college, I never graduated from any. I dropped out of three, but
Yeah.
never finished any of them. But there, at a junior college I was at for a while, they had a truck driving program that was 2 weeks long, and I enrolled in it and got my CDL when I was 18. So um, that honestly was the best school thing I ever did because after that I could always get a job. So
Yeah.
I would do like either work for excavating companies and haul their equipment around, or drive a dump truck and haul sand for bricklayers or whatever. I just did stuff like that for several years until I, basically was making money writing songs and whatnot. So
Yeah, and my dad told me when we first started, he goes, if you can drive a stick, you can drive anything, and it held true to this
yeah,
day. And I always started. That's where I first learned driving stick, driving truck. So
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely, and it's fun now because we live on the my wife's family's farm down in Andale, and I go out and drive the semi on the harvest months, and it's fun. It's a fun break in things. If I'm home and they call me, it's cool to be able to go out and drive a truck and kind of get the best of both worlds a little bit. So
well, kind of a taking a breather moment, kind of reflect. So
absolutely, yeah.
yeah, so but talking about your history growing up and everything else like that, I've always noticed you as, would I say, a jack of all trades be a good example of you and your career?
Probably. I mean, well, not by nature. I've just had to learn how to do a lot of things, just for just because of lack of resources.
Yeah.
You kind of get scrappy, and I'm
Yeah,
I'm
learn to
better when I'm
survive.
informed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like you learn piano, guitar. I mean, at this point, when I was sitting there reading up about you and all that stuff, what was the one thing you never really learned to do that you really wanted to do so bad? You know what I mean? What was there
Oh,
something that just stood out that you never got a chance to accomplish or not?
sure, yeah, and hopefully I still get a chance to. But yeah, I'd love to be able to fly a plane. Get a pilot's license. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, little things like that would be awesome. But yeah, I'm still always trying to learn other instruments. I'm trying to get better at the instruments I have. I'm just such a kind of have an ADD problem. So if I'm sitting down doing one thing, I'm
Yeah. Same here.
you know thinking about another, and yeah. So and plus, if I sit down to practice an instrument before 5 minutes is up, I'm already trying to write a song instead of practicing the instrument. So I've never become a master musician, but I can at least get a song out of it.
That's awesome. We're talking with Logan Mize right here. Tim T presents Logan Mize live at the Butler County Fair with Wade Bowen. Make sure and get your tickets now at outhousetickets.com. It's going to be an awesome show. Now, talking about your show, of course, we got to go to the beginning, your influences that just kind of sparked your creative juices. You're big on Elton John. I mean, that was your one thing growing up. What stuck out on with listening to Elton John all the time that really kind of molded you going, hey, this might be something I want to try?
Yeah, my dad had like Madman Across the Water on cassette, and we would listen to it in his Jeep, driving. And we lived out in this little town, and we had to drive in and to and from town all the time on these little dirt roads. And it was just, I don't know, it was like a happy childhood memory, and that the song stuck with me. And then, so when I started being able to like go to Blockbuster Music, and get a CD on Friday night, that was kind of a big outing. I was always hunting down more Elton John records, and that was kind of the thing. And my folks had it on vinyl too. So I loved his music, and that was kind of what got me really into it. And then from there I branched out. But yeah, Elton John was like the first like music I was really getting into on my own, you know.
Because Elton John, I know you liked country music, you found your groove, but you like the kind of the edgier, the rock side of things with John Cougar, with Tom Petty, CCR. I'd imagine, kind of.
Yeah,
Am I right in that regards?
absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so having that variety, and it shows to this day. Your lineup of you know hit after hit here, on streaming online. It just different varieties. It's not quite country. I mean, and it's good. I mean, it's just
Oh, thanks.
you need to have variety in that. That's the biggest thing. It's not the traditional 80s 90s country anymore, which is good for, breath of fresh air.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I wanted to ask you this too. You being in a new generation with Spotify and all that, the streaming platforms and whatnot. I know I talked to Casey Donahue about this too. I've always wanted to ask you this too. How has that development in the music career changed you and your life?
Well, it's honestly it's great because you're not begging someone for an opportunity to have a career, you know. Especially in the genre I'm in, you know, I wouldn't say that I'm traditional country, but it's still country enough to be played on country radio for sure. And you know, before Spotify and YouTube and all that, you're having to try to beg a record label to put your single out on and send it to radio and promote it. And I've been on those labels and done that thing, but um, you can skip a step and you can go directly to the fan. You don't need a record label to give you a yes or a no. You can just build your own career. And so I love it. It's great.
Kind of the radio's a stepping stone to get you in the door, and then boom, right for the fences. Right at that point.
Absolutely, yeah. And I never had a ton of success. I charted a couple singles, but country radio was it was one of those games. Like if you're going to play it, you know, you have to have the entire industry behind you. And I just, you know, I never, it wasn't one of those things that clicked for me, you know, doing all the political and social right things to be part of the in crowd in Nashville. And I just kind of wanted to do my own thing, and I had my own vision. And so streaming made it really easy for me to do that.
Well, it's getting direct right to the fans, just what it God
Yeah,
intended, and so
absolutely.
that's the biggest thing. And um, I don't know, we get a little excitement back there. We caught him working people, and he's gracious enough to talk to us. Or should I ask, do we need to run? Because I heard the sirens in the background.
Yeah, if you see me in a full sprint here shortly, that's why.
Hey, I'll be your alias. No worries. Talking with Logan Mize, Butler County Fair. Remember, Logan Mize, Wade Bowen, Silas Creek opening up the show. Make sure and get your tickets. And Logan, like I said, I've seen you in a few fairs and festivals and whatnot. But Butler County Fair coming up. This is going to be a big show. Wade Bowen. Have you worked with Wade in the past? I know the music wise, you guys match up pretty dang well.
Yeah, but Wade's a great guy. I've known Wade for years, and you know, we kind of text here and there or see him somewhere. I mean, you know, I don't talk to him all the time, but he's such a great guy. I've toured with him before, played shows with him before, um, and I love his music. I used to sit around in my little music room in college and learn his songs. So yeah, he's a great singer, great songwriter.
Well, and of course, coming up July 14th. I know you got a great fan base wherever you go up here in Nebraska. I know it's a lot of people don't know you too much. What do you tell those people that haven't experienced Logan Mize live? First timers coming in.
Nothing really. I don't know.
You're just like, come on.
Well, come on, you're welcome. You know,
Yeah,
if you like it, cool. If you don't, fine. I don't care. You know,
you're so chill. I love that.
I'm just doing my thing, man. And if anybody wants to join in and listen or be a fan, I'm very thankful for you. So
Hey, I know I'm a fan. Like I said, I could talk to you for an eon here, but I know you got to work. So, hopefully we can talk again, maybe a little bit more in depth. But definitely for sure, I want to catch up with you up there at David City at the Butler County Fair.
Absolutely. I can't wait.
Man, thank you so much. The Logan Mize Show. See him live at the Butler County Fair. We have Wade Bowen. We have Silas Creek opening up the show July 14th. That's a Friday night. No excuse why. Right there, down below. Get your tickets now. OuthouseTickets.com. Logan, rocket, my friend. Thank you so much for giving me a few minutes of your time, buddy.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Awesome. So for Logan Mize, I'm Eric Johnson saying we'll see you at the Butler County Fair.